Hi, how we doing today? Welcome to Just on Tarot. Okay, I'm gonna do a reading for air signs today. This is gonna be from now until the end of the month, going into May. Please bear with me. I'm still working on camera angles. I'm still working on everything else. My office is still a mess, so please bear with me. All right. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. All right. I'm going to try and get it set up to where you can see me and the cards, but we're still working on that. All right, we're working on Gemini. We're going to do an oracle pull, and then we're going to do a read, and then we're going to do a oracle card, just for some advice. You never know, you might need it. All right, what do we have for the beautiful sign of Geminis? The lovely Geminis. All right, I did get some rest. I got out earlier, got into some nature. So maybe that's what you're needing to do. Get out, get in nature. What do we have for Geminis? We have storms, cleansing, passion on the back. So maybe some soul cleansing. Okay, storms and cleansing. So maybe you need to cleanse something out of your system. All right. Like taking some healing energy, maybe detoxing. I feel detoxing. Take that however you will. But maybe getting some, definitely maybe you need to be cleaning your house, getting rid of things, you know. Storms are like renewals to me. It's like maybe cleansing out some energy, getting rid of things. Could be outdated things. Could be outdated ways of thinking. There's a lot. All right, what do we have for Geminis? I got two that came out, so we're gonna three. I lied. Here we go. We got the King of Cups, the Ace of Laurels, which is the Pentacles, and we have the Death card. So the King of Cups, I feel like that you're taking the time right now to really get into your emotions. Sit with them. You're very highly in tuned with your emotions. And you're focused on, I feel like it's mostly finances. Some kind of new beginning to build in something new structured or abundant. Maybe this is what that cleansing is. It's kind of getting out of patterns, thoughts, and changes. You know, you're trying to transform something the way you think. Maybe this has something to do with a love situation with the Page of Cups here. You know, thinking whether or not you can offer something because something ends very badly. We have the Four of Cups on the bottom. Feeling like it's a missed opportunity. Okay. Five of Cups, living with some regrets. Ooh. Was this somebody with a past? There's a lot of Cups energy here. All right. Were you looking at multiple options, choices? Was somebody doing that for you? Five of Swords. A lot of fighting. A lot of conflict. I don't know why it says keep shuffling, so we're going to keep going. And the Ace of Wands. Yep, there's that Lovers Gemini energy right there. All right. I feel this is about a choice, you know. Maybe you're holding back your emotions with that King of Cups. Maybe you're finally in tune with your emotions and you want some kind of new, abundant, stable beginning, but something has to change with this Death card. You have to transform something, and I feel like what some of that cleansing is being able to enter into new thought processes. You know, you're wanting to offer something, but with something done and ended, are you even available to offer it? You know, I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of conflict lately and not really having the drive to build anything new. You know, especially when it's a choice. You got the High Priestess and the Magician on the bottom with the Seven of Laurels. I feel like intuitively you are trying to figure out the tools to plant those seeds to make that happen. You know? But even if this isn't a love situation, this is a work situation, I don't think it's... Maybe it's a situation that you need to take a leap of faith and go. You need to take that jump. But it's mostly about you being... look, now we have the sun. With the toxicity over here, the negativity. You going through some stuff over here, Gemini? What are you doing? It's understanding your own emotions. Being real with yourself. Where do you want to build? What do you want to build? How are you going to build it? Getting there. What do you need to do in order to make that happen? You know, feeling relevant enough to offer something because something has ended. And whether this is a past person or not, you know, I think the universe is telling you, focus on what makes you happy. Get out of your negative thinking process. And, you know, maybe you need to go out and change that energy up a little bit. You know, focus on your own healing. Stay out of conflict. You know, find that drive and that passion. But it all boils down to cleaning out your energy, cleaning out what is going on in your life. You know, maybe you need to clean your office desk. Maybe you need to clean out the way you think about things, how you talk to people, how you change. It's just all about cleansing out those old thought process, those old systems. Maybe the way you think, maybe the way you word things. All right, what do we have for Gemini? What advice do we have? I did see the sun coming, but the sun is the happiest card in the deck. And then you got the devil right behind it. So please just be aware of anybody that's trying to bring you down. All right, what do we have for Geminis? These lovely Geminis that aren't talking right now. What do we have for them? Positive. Enjoy the positive time. Smile. Know that everything is going to be well. And unlock your creative side with dance, music, art, expressing. So doing creative things is also a good way to cleanse out your soul, especially if you have been through a storm. What it looks like is that you have, maybe there was some big brawl, you know, you had a fight, maybe with a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, child, co-worker, and you kind of want to repair that a little bit. Just stay positive. It's like a calm after the storm. All right, take it how it resonates. That's what I got for you guys. All right, we are now moving on to Libra. Libra, the beautiful scales. All right, what do we have for these lovely Libras? All right. Until the end of May. Not the end of May, sorry. Into the end of April, beginning of May. You never know. It might be the end of May. It happens. All right, what do we have for Libras? I'm hearing bright, sunshiny day. I like that. What do we have for the Libras? All right. Come on, kiddos. All right. We have contemplation. Okay. With life on the back. I don't know why I wanted me to give you that, so we'll give it to you. Contemplation. So maybe you're thinking about something. The direction is west. So maybe you are headed out west and you're contemplating it. Maybe you're moving. There's a puzzle piece in here, so I feel like it's possibly like you're missing that puzzle piece, or you're putting that puzzle piece back into place. Oh, but it's definitely about thinking and seeing what direction you want to go. All right. What do we have for the beautiful Libras? The gorgeous Libras. We have the Ten of Laurels. I like that. Focused on your happiness, being fulfilled, knowing what direction you want to go and how to build there. It's really having everything you want. And the Devil. I really like this card. It's really pretty. You can see those cherry blossoms coming out. It's just like everything intertwined. I like that. Okay, and we have the Devil on the background. Go in here, right behind that. With the Ace of Swords. We have the Six of Cups and the Temperance. The Chariot on the back. Cancerian energy. I feel like you're contemplating on what's going to make you happy right now, actually, where you're going to build, how you're going to make it happen. But maybe there's something that's going on in your energy that is kind of telling you it's kind of back and forth, a little wavy. Like, I would like to do this, but I kind of want to do this, but how do I build this type of energy? It's like kind of wish-washy. So you know what you want, you're just not really kind of knowing how to get there. And you got the Ace of Swords behind that, which is a very beautiful card, by the way. And that's not really being clear or concise about what you want. Like, it's not being able to move into that new idea, new concept, new, really anything. You're kind of stuck, still, stagnant, and thinking, you know. You got these so many different ideas going on. You're not really sure which direction you want to go. You know, you never know. Try them all out. See what works. But, and then start narrowing them down. You do have Temperance in here, so please have patience with yourself, okay? You know, have patience how everything's going to work. Because you got the Chariot on the bottom with the Six of Swords. That means that victory is moving in. So the more you kind of try out these ideas, the more you kind of learn, figure out which way you're going to move, the more it all starts to, like, enlighten you. Oh, what else do we have for Libra? I don't know if this is a love situation or not, but it's definitely a lot of thoughts and process. The Knight of Cups. I feel like whatever it is that this situation is, whether it's love, it's work, it's having an idea about doing something that puts you in a solid foundation or a solid ground, you are definitely pouring love into it. And I love that, especially with this Nine of Cups. You know, he's holding out that cup, he's offering it. So you might be offering it to the universe, you might be offering it to a person, a job, a concept, however it fits for you or resonates with you. You know, if it's not your story, don't make it fit. Oh, but I feel like you're a little stuck in your head on being very clear on which direction you want to go. The Empress and the Emperor, all that. I love that. Power team, power couple. It's about nurturing yourself, nurturing your ideas, and also being very stern in what you're doing and being very vigilant. I'm feeling in that. Ace of Wands. Ten of Wands. You know, maybe the Ten of Wands is telling you to let go of the burden of trying to do that wishy-washy energy. You know, where you're going back and forth. Do I want to do this? Do I want to try that? Just, you know. No, if this is you trying out other people, don't do that. All right. Ace of Wands is you being passionate, having a very passionate new beginning. You know, I think that has a lot to do with this Empress. Nurturing those things, but also being very disciplined about them. And you have the Six of Laurels, you know. It's about giving your time, effort, and energy and not being constantly overridden with anxiety about it or being stuck in your head. All right? probably way too much information, more than you needed. But hey, we'll take it. So, it is a really nice read. Just be patient with yourself. Okay? Alright. What do we have for advice? Advice from our lovely Libras. Alright. I feel like it's gonna like click into place. Like that, you're like missing that one puzzle piece and it's just gonna click into place. You know, the more things like you kind of try out and you see what works, it doesn't work type of thing. Signs. You are loved. One, your past loved ones are never far from you. Notice that what they send you. So maybe you are seeing signs. Try to keep your positive energy by surrounding yourself with positive people. And that's kind of what you need to do, especially with that devil being in there behind your 10 of Pentacles, is like fill yourself with those positive vibes, you know? Don't be too stuck in your head. All right, that's what I got for you, Libras. All right, going on to my lovely Aquarius, my Aqua babies. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. It is beautiful and sunny over here, so hopefully it is for you too. All right, it was like 30 degrees yesterday. Now it's like almost 80. It's kind of crazy. All right, what do we have for our beautiful Aquarius? All right, and my lovely water carriers. Oh, all right. What do we have for Aquarius? All right. Does Spirit need to let them know, the universe, higher power? All right. Okay, that one came out. Darkness, moon. So maybe right now with this darkness is that you are kind of having a hard time embracing the unknown, like moving forward, pushing through. So if you can tell, like the sun's shining in the back, but her hair is covering her eyes. But if she turns around, she's going to see that light. So maybe not focusing on so much the things that you can't quite see in front of you, and being able to just embracing the unknown or what you can't see. And there's also moon energy. So it's stepping into that light is what I feel like it is. Not being so scared of what's ahead of you. All right, what do we have for the lovely Aquariuses going into the month of May, the end of April? What do we have for Aquarius? My beautiful Aquarius. All right. The 7 of Laurels with the 4 of Laurels. I feel like this is you planting your seeds and kind of taking a minute to sit back and watch them grow. So she's down there. She's kind of nurturing everything. You know, you got a little flower growing right there. Like she's tending to her garden right now. And then he's just kind of sitting back and he's kind of relaxing. And he's watching it grow. You know, his hand isn't closed down tight. It's kind of open, but he's holding it and he's fixated on it. So you might be fixated on like what you're planning and fixated on watching something grow. So you might want to watch out for that. Sometimes you just have to let it grow. All right, what do we have for Aquarius? Death. Change, transformation. Something ending, something new beginning. We'll see what happens with this death card. Here we go. King of Swords. Beautiful. And I love the fact that the King of Swords is a woman in this one. She is beautiful and sharp. I don't know if you can see this, but you see this little dark figure walking out of the fire over here. It just kind of reminds me of like the imagery in this one where you have all this darkness and you have all this light. And I love this. I feel like this is your transformation into the light. Like, I feel like your fear or something that's been holding you back is starting to change, and you're starting to walk away from whatever this chaoticness was back here. That fire, that smoke. I don't know. It's a really awesome energy. I really like it. Oh, and I think you're really starting to speak truthfully about what you want and just kind of own your power right there with that King of Swords. I'm hearing cutting through all the BS. Ooh, and look, we pulled the Judgment. So, and we got the Ace of Wands on the beginning. I feel like this is about taking a risk. You're building something, you're waiting for it to grow, you're hoping something will change in order to get there. But I think at this point, you're just kind of like cutting through whatever BS. Whether this is you, somebody else doing this to you. We have the Judgment card, we have the Ace of Wands. It's focusing on your own true passing, building it as new beginnings. Very passionate new beginnings. You know? I don't know. I'm drawn to her eyeballs. It's like she already knows the path in which she's going. She just has to pick a direction with that Two of Wands here. But if this was a relationship, I feel like you planted the seeds. You watched them grow. You grew it. You watered your own grass. And you feel like it's not growing. Something's not changing. Maybe it's not growing fast enough for you. And you need something change. So you're starting to speak your truth. You know, you've made a judgment call, especially about what makes you happy and what you're passionate about, you know? And if this is about a move, a change, a relationship, Page of Swords, you know, maybe that communication early on wasn't clear and concise so much. It was kind of very childish, playful. And the Fool, take a leap of faith with the Sun at the bottom. And the Magician. And Five of Cups. I don't know, I feel like you're growing. I love this energy. It's beautiful. Oh. You've planted down what you want. Take that time. Let it grow. You know, water your own grass. Change things as they need to be. Set your boundaries. Set your truth. I feel like you've already made a judgment call. You're focused on happiness, and you have the Magician behind that, and you're going to make your own happiness. Whether you're moving, whether this is a relationship, whether this is a work situation, whether this is a home life situation, whatever the situation is, I feel like whatever you've done to make this happen, it's starting to build. You know? And I feel like you're just saying, "Hey, I'm going for it." I don't know if that made sense. I don't know who that's going to resonate with, but I love it for you. you know, you just have to take that blindfold off. All right. What advice do I have for you, Aquarius? I feel like my tiredness is catching up with me. Teach. You have a wonderful gift for working with others. Have you ever considered teaching? Take that as you will. Communicate. Communicate with others more freely. Speak up. You have the right to be heard. I feel like that's that King of Swords energy. And I also feel like the teach is the King of Swords. Family is everything. Reconnect with them or tell them that you love them. So take that as it resonates. I do feel like this was about family, building a family. Maybe you have to move somewhere to build a family. Maybe there wasn't really travel or anything along that lines, but I feel like it's the start of that if that's what you're wanting to do. It's definitely working out your goals. You just need to open your eyes. All right? Take this blindfold off and see the bigger picture. All right, that's what I have for you guys. With always much love. I hope you guys have a very, very, very beautiful day. Thank you guys.